Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
It's sad to think that I'll eventually be dead. I'm not afraid of dying, but more, I'm afraid of leaving my daughter behind. I have this fear because of two reasons. Reason one. In 2004, my dad became a father for the fourth time. He remarried not too long before this, and restarted his life. He had it all again. A new wife, his own company, adult children who he could depend on, and a brand new baby girl. Cut to 1 year later, and I'm burying my father. My sister will never get to know her father. My father. Our father. Reason two. Dads are always the one the screenwriter kills off first. And here's my proof.
I want you to just sit there for the next 8 hours and don't touch anything and don't make any noise.
This is a scene from the 2016 film The Edge of 17 by first-time writer, director, producer Kelly Freeman Craig. Within the first 10 minutes of this film, she built the relationship of the father and daughter, the bond they have, and within a few paragraphs, he was dead.
If my husband had any idea what I was going to have to deal with.
I love how you refer to him as your husband.
He is my husband.
You can run off and get a new husband. What he is my dad. Can't you just say that occasionally?
Fine. We're not talking about him right now. Because it's just too upsetting. It's just
too hard and too sad and it gives me a cluster headache. I know.
I could see it coming. The formula within the script was quite fucking obvious. So I say, thank you, Kelly. Thank you for adding to the stereotype that men die earlier. I mean, scientifically, it's quite sound, but this is something that screenwriters use to set a certain emotion and tone in a film. Don't believe me? Take the 2009 incarnation of Star Trek. The film opens to George Kirk committing an act of greatness and self-sacrifice that no one could ever possibly live up to, literally. When Captain Raza from Iron Man, goes aboard the Romulan starship, he gives the captain duties to Kirk, and from there, the legend that is James T. Kirk's father was born.
What is it?
It's a boy.
A boy?
We are meant to believe that because his father sacrificed himself to save others, then it's okay. Because his memory will always live on. But that's bullshit.
You like being the only genius-level repeat offender in the Midwest?
Maybe I love it.
Look, so your dad dies, you can settle for a less than ordinary life. Or do you feel like you were meant for something better? Something special. Enlist in Starfleet.
You guys must be way down on your recruiting quota for the month.
Now, if you're half the man your father was, Jim, Starfleet could use you. You can be an officer in 4 years. You can have your own ship in 8. You understand what the Federation is, don't you? It's important. It's a peacekeeping and humanitarian armada.
We done?
I'm done. Riverside Shipyard. Shuttle for new recruits leaves tomorrow, 0800. Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes.
He saved 800 lives, including your mother's. And yours.
I dare you to do better.
Think of all the movies that you can that had an absent father. Go on, think. Let's talk about Disney. The amount of absent fathers are amazing. Far beyond any other production company that I can think of. Dumbo, Toy Story, Treasure Planet, Ratatouille, just to name a few, all had unexplained absent dads. This scene blatantly shows the death of Mufasa and the reaction right after by Simba. You can debate that if Simba grew up in the shadow of such a great lion, he would either rebel, like most kids, or learn important lessons directly from his father.
Dad? Dad, come on. You gotta get up. Dad, we gotta go home.
As a child, Simba didn't know the man he would become. Would he have squandered away his power and responsibility? Or would he follow the same destiny, just without none of the hardship in between? You could also argue without his father's death, he would never have become the lion he became. Just in a roundabout way, his father taught him a very important lesson. We are all alone. The destiny of their father is a theme that some movies use, not only killing the father for the sake of killing the father, but for a greater reason. Comparing this to real life, to a very minor degree, art imitates life. If Father A is an insurance salesman, you won't see their son or daughter grow up and become an insurance agent. But if Father A is a bad person who robs people with dodgy sales tactics, then the child may see that as an easy way to make money and follow the same patterns. If Father B leads an honest life, never gets in trouble, and raises his children with the same morals, there is no guarantee that this person's children will grow up and be the same as their father. One thing is certain though, if Father A dies, with a pending trial over the many wrongs he had committed over his days, and in debt, the effect that this will have on Father A's children would vary to a degree, but overall would make a positive impact, rather than solidifying a bad habit.
Concentrate. Okay, we can come back to this one if you want. Yeah.
The destiny of their father is the theme of many movies. Max Steel's entire premise is built around this idea. Max, who is his father's son, unlocks a power that lay dormant inside of him and later discovers that he holds the same abilities as his father. Batman Begins follows Bruce Wayne from a child who lost both of his parents and being haunted by the memory of his father, who was a great man to the residents of Gotham. When polled, 66% of adults who lost their father when they were young say that from that day they were no longer a child. What effect does losing a father have when you're an adult? I lost my father when I was 20. However, the realization of my own mortality didn't spring on me until the birth of my daughter in 2013. I was 29 years old. Now, prior to this, I had no thoughts about dying. I had no legacy, no need to be here. What about those who die before they've had a child? Those characters who silently feel no pain due to their lack of knowing. Should we mourn the thousands of childrenless characters who were written away with a killer hot on their heels and a future dimming? Some may say that when you're an adult, you bear the necessary tools to deal with a dead parent more than a child. The world as a child is only relative to the time that they've already lived. A day feels like a week, a year, their entire life. So when a child moves on, within a month, it would feel so long ago, thus putting it all behind them. When I was 20, a week feels like a day, well, I'll let you know when the sun goes down. So, to all the screenwriters out there who use the "my father is my best friend" to kill them off, I ask you, how would you feel like it if you lost your father? Or if you are a father, imagine your child. And to you, the viewer, have you thought about your legacy? My name is Sean, and this is Videotaped.